What's up, Chode Nation? Today I want to talk about donor carts and how it's destroying certain retro video games.
What's on Jay's mind?
Okay, so if you don't guys know what a donor cart is, let me explain it real quick. A donor cart is basically someone will take a video game, NES game, Super Nintendo game, whatever, and they will basically gut it. They'll destroy the game. They will take off the label. They will take out the board on the inside, reflash the board, and make it into another game. Usually some sort of reproduction or a hack. Reproduction being something like California games that didn't come out here, or Hammer and Harry or something like that. Mother 3, or I think that's Earthbound something, fuck Earthbound. Or they'll take hacks. I know something that might be kind of popular is like Contra. You know, you can take Contra, change the sprites, and then basically put whoever you want in that place. I've seen it done with Mega Man. I've seen it done with other games. It's kind of cool, but if these people are using donor cards, they're destroying other games. Let me give you guys some examples here. So you got California Games and Skate or Die. This particular board, the ROM set, chipset, whatever, and I'm not a technical guy. I don't know shit about that kind of stuff, so I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I do. All I know is those two games they use for California Raisins, All Hallows Eve, Contra hacks I just mentioned. You've got stuff like MTV Remote Control, that's used for Holy Diver, Blaster Remaster. You have stuff like, let's see here. Oh, here's a good one. Tecmo Super Bowl, which is a good game. It's a fun game. That board is used for Mother, for Downtown Special, for, I can't read this guy's handwriting. And then you got, I got inside information on this. I'm not revealing my source though, so don't ask. But it's not just that, it goes deeper than that. There's uncommon to rare games. Bases Loaded 2 is used. Bases Loaded 3, Baseball Stars 2, a bunch of commons, you know, like Twin Cobra. Let's see here. There's also Super Spike Volleyball, World Cup. I'm just naming a few. That's just the tip of the iceberg right there. This list is ungodly long of games. Some rare games, super rare games like Romance of the Three Kingdoms 2 on NES. It's an expensive game, $50+. So someone is literally taking these rare games and common games and uncommon games and destroying them. They're taking the boards out, they're reflashing the boards in them, the motherboards, I don't know what the fuck you want to call them, and they're turning them into new games. They're tearing the labels off to put their new labels on. Everything's recycled. So there's that at least, right? But they're taking games off the market, you know. Another one is Top Gun. I had a friend, and this is why I'm making this video. I was with a friend recently, and he bought like 38 games, 40 games, most of them being Top Gun. Now I know what you're saying. No, Top Gun sucks. Top Gun's a 25-cent game. Shit, Top Gun's a 2-cent game. It's so common. You're right. But if you think prices of games are high now, imagine taking a bunch of Top Guns off the market, and imagine a world where Top Gun is a $20 game, because over time, people who have accumulated these Top Guns to turn into homebrews or hacks or repros or whatever, now there's not as many Top Guns out there, and you have to charge more because the supply and demand, basically. It's that simple. We don't want Top Gun to be a $20 game. We don't want Top Gun to be a $1 game. But now take something like I said, like Baseball Stars 2. Uncommon game, uncommon to rare game, I would say. Now let's take a bunch of those off the market. Guess what? Price goes up. You know, there's a lot of factors to why this hobby is as expensive as it is, and I'm not going to dig real deep into that because that's another video for another time. But this right here, at least, you know, shows like mine, shows like AVGN, shows like Pat the NES Punk, any reviewers out there, we get blamed for the rising market of video games. And are we partially to blame for, or to point finger at? Sure. I'm not that naive to sit here and think, you know, well, what do you mean? No, not us. Yes, of course. But we're not destroying video games. And that's what people are doing with these things. It's not everybody. And the thing is, I know people who do repros and hacks and whatnot. And how they do it, I don't know. Maybe I need to investigate further. But when you take a game, common or uncommon, or rare or whatever, and you destroy it, it puts one less game on the market out there, and all that does is just it makes the price go up and up and up and up. Especially when you're taking uncommon expensive games already, then that $50 game now becomes a $100 game, $150 game. Take, like I said, $1 Top Gun. Imagine that $20. Imagine walking into your local mom and pop video game store and Top Gun is $20 freaking dollars. That's ridiculous. You'd laugh, you'd take a picture, you'd post it online, and all your friends would hit like and chime in and say, fuck that place, don't go back, and blah, 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 blah. Well, it's not the store's fault that this game became $20. It's people like my buddy who bought 38 games, most of them being Top Gun. And I called him out. I asked him, I was like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? He was like, oh, these are donor cards. I'm like, donor cards? Like, you're going to destroy these games. And he just looked at me and was like, well, I'm not doing it. I'm sending them off to someone I know. I'm like, so you're buying all these games. You're going to send them off to someone you know. They're going to destroy the games. Like, what are you getting out of it? Well, I get my repros out of it and my hacks out of it or whatever. All right, I guess that's a fair trade. But he was still destroying games. And yeah, I called him out on it. I'll call people out. I don't care. Friend, not friend, it don't matter. I have a problem with that, and he knows I'm making this video too, and he's going to see this video, and I'm going to get a text, and he's going to be like, what the fuck, probably, and well, maybe not, and I'll tell him to eat a dick. That's just the way it's going to be. But there are ways that people who do this, who make these reproductions, you don't have to destroy games. There are sites that sell these boards. There are sites that sell the plastic casings on NES and Super Nintendo games and whatnot. Is it a little more expensive? Probably, but you spending a little bit more money, one, it might allow you to charge a little bit more money, and two, it's going to keep games in circulation and keep games on the market and keep games out there, so these games aren't just going up and up and up. Because again, eventually, you guys who make these things, hang on, finish this up, shut the door real quick.
Are you recording right now?
Yeah, I am.
Dumb.
At least I know where I'm at.
Why do you people want to watch this jerk?
So, you guys who are making these games and having guys like my buddy buy 30, 40, 50 games at a time and send them off to you so you can destroy them, eventually these games are going to dry up for you too. Then what are you going to do? So, it's a full circle of life, if you will. So, let's hopefully people who do repros and hacks and whatnot will see this and they'll find an alternate method. And if you're already using an alternate method and ordering from I don't know, China or wherever the hell they make these things, then thank you. You're not destroying video games and making rare games rare and common games uncommon. So I appreciate that. So just food for thought. You guys put I don't even know how many of you guys knew about this kind of practice, but put your thoughts on it down below. As always, if you got a subject you want to hear me ramble on about, put it in the comment section. If I like it, I'll make a video.